Dre all day.
You are now tuned in to the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves all of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together to a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, techniques, and mentalities, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy that is called work on your game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is how to become the attractive character for your brand or business. If you're not familiar with what that phrase even means, you will understand it in a minute. Before we get into that, first of all, let me tell everybody I have a daily motivation text message that I send out free of charge to everybody who's in my texting community. You want to receive that text, all you got to do is text me at my number, which is 305-384-6894. When you hit me at that number, you'll be getting that text that will keep you focused, motivated, on point, and sharp every single day, straight to your phone. Now, this topic of the attractive character. First person I ever heard speak on this phrase, first person I ever heard use it was a guy named Russell Brunson. He wrote a book called Expert Secrets where he talks about it a lot. It's really about making yourself the expert, making yourself that main girl or main guy in your business that attracts other people to you. You're that character that everybody else is attracted to. So it's literally, this phrase is literally explaining what it is. And it makes a lot of sense if you read that book. And again, as I've told you all before, any book you hear me mention on the show, you need to go get it, buy it, and read it. Now, you'll notice that many businesses, once you understand this concept, if you never heard of it before, many businesses have attractive characters. And not just, you don't have to be a solopreneur. You don't have to be a thought leader. You don't have to be somebody who writes books or anything like that to be an attractive character or to have an attractive character for your business. Let me give you a couple examples. Any of you see those Geico commercials? In the Geico commercials, who's the attractive character? Is that little lizard, right? Is the attractive character. And for sometimes when they had the caveman commercials, the caveman was the attractive character. The Verizon man, remember the Verizon man? Can you hear me now? He was the attractive character, and I think he got recruited away to, where they bring him to? T-Mobile, that same guy. He is the attractive character for that business. McDonald's, who's their attractive character? Ronald McDonald. At least he was for many years. I don't know if he exists anymore. They probably deemed Ronald McDonald white and racist, so they probably had to cancel Ronald McDonald. But Taco Bell, for many years, who they had? They had their little chihuahua, right? Yo quiero Taco Bell. All right, that was the attractive character. It's that person. You could even call them, they kind of like mascot-like type individual who represents the brand or the business. And there is something about them that's attractive, something about them that's memorable, something about them that's sticky, that brings people like you and I as customers into that world. And you can be that person for your business. And if you are the person at your business, especially if your business is based on your thoughts, your ideas, and your opinions, if you're doing something like writing books, offering coaching, doing speaking gigs, doing retreats, live events, anything like that, masterminds, things like that, then you must be and you must become the attractive character in your business. So that's what we're talking about here today. If you are an unattractive character, because this is your other option, by the way, because some people might be thinking, well, Dre, do I have to become the attractive character? I don't want to put myself out there all like that. I don't want people seeing me like that. Well, listen, if you're putting yourself out there as I have this specific knowledge that will help you in this particular domain, then you have no choice but to be a character. And you are either attractive or you're unattractive. So if you are unattractive, that means you are boring people, and or you are so forgettable that they go find someone who can keep their attention. And people do not buy, by the way, people do not buy from you based on how smart and knowledgeable you are. They justify their purchase by knowing how smart and knowledgeable you are, or sharing to themselves or to others how smart and knowledgeable you are. But people buy into you because they buy into you as a person. In other words, they buy into you as the attractive character. So you need to be this person who can keep, first of all, grab and then keep people's attention. If you can't keep people's attention, you can't be the attractive character, and that is going to hurt your business if you even have a business to be hurt in the first place. Point number one. The topic, once again, is how to become and remain the attractive character for your brand or business. Number one, your personality is more important to your business and its sustainability than the thing you sell. That's another one where I'm gonna let the pause speak for itself, and I'm gonna say that one again. Your personality is more important to your business and its sustainability than the thing or things that you sell. This is 100% fact. Even though many of you came into today's episode believing the opposite, now I've set you straight. This shift in mindset can change everything for your business if you allow it to shift your mindset. People are interested in people. Human beings, we are social creatures. All right? That's why we have social media. This is why when you get on social media, you can spend so much time there. You meant to just check something real quick. You meant to go there so you could check an old message and remember what somebody said. And then 35 minutes have gone by. You didn't even check that message and you realize you've been spending all this time on social media. Why is it that social media sucks you in so much? Well, one reason is because it's engineered to do it. But the other reason is because everything on social media is what? You getting to be in other people's business. You getting to see what other people are doing, what other people are saying, what other people are posting, what other people are thinking. Why? Because people like people. All right. You know that we don't have a thing called product media. We don't have a thing called book media. We don't have course media. We don't have your program media. We don't have your live event media. It's social media. Social media is about people. People are interested in people. If you can be interesting as a human being, you can grab and keep other people's attention all day long. If you are interesting enough to do so. And the thing that keeps people attracted to you and your business is you, the human, the attractive character, whoever it is. It doesn't have to be you, but it needs to be somebody. It doesn't have to be the person flipping the burgers at McDonald's. It can be Ronald McDonald. It doesn't have to be the Geico insurance salesperson, but it can be the little lizard, but the gecko. Somebody has to keep that person's attention. It has to be something that keeps the people's attention. Why do you think when the Kardashians, one of the Kardashian girls puts out some makeup or some lipstick or some clothes, why does it sell out so fast? Does it sell out so fast because the product is just so amazing and someone's done a thorough product review on their mascara or on the new underwear that they put out that everybody's like, we have to get this because this is just the highest quality product that has ever come out? Hell no, that's not the reason. Why does it sell out? It sells out because people buy into them as the attractive characters. That's why it sells. And why people watch their TV show. What's the show about? Not about anything. It's just about them living their lives. Everybody lives their life. Why are they so popular? Because people buy into the attractive character. Why do guys like me, for example, why do I go spend $300 to $500 on a pair of sneakers just because they got the Jordan logo on them and they're called the Jordan, they got a number after them. Jordan 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Why would I spend that much money on a pair of sneakers when I can get a pair from Walmart for $30? Why spend so much more just because of that Jordan logo? Because the attractive character of Michael Jordan is on the sneaker and I feel different having those on than if I had on a pair that was designed the exact same way, same size, but they cost $30 and I got them from Walmart or Payless. The attractive character. Why is somebody like Stephen A. Smith worth so much money to ESPN? Is it because he is just this amazing analyst who just knows things at a depth that most people do not? No, that is not the reason people buy into him. People buy into Stephen A. Smith and ESPN pays him so much because he's an attractive character. People will turn on ESPN just to hear him talk about anything. Doesn't even matter what he's talking about. That's when you know you're an attractive character. You can talk about anything and people want to hear what you have to say about it and it doesn't even matter the subject. That's an attractive character in the thought leadership, analyst, talking head space where you are sharing your opinions and ideas. It can be any subject and people will buy into it just because they want to hear you talk about it. That is the epitome of being an attractive character. It doesn't even matter what it is, people are in on it. My favorite sports writer of all time is a guy named Bill Simmons. He actually doesn't even write anymore. He has a very popular podcast. His company was acquired by Spotify maybe a couple of years ago for a lot of money. So Bill has done great for himself. But I first found Bill through ESPN, and where he used to write there. And he wrote prolifically for ESPN, wrote a couple books and things like that. And Bill Simmons, he's in on the NFL just as much as he's in on the NBA. And I don't follow the NFL nearly as closely as I don't know anything about the NFL as closely as I know the NBA. Not nearly as close, probably like 80 to 20 when it comes to NBA to NFL, maybe 90-10. But when Bill used to write all the time. I would read his columns about the NFL every week, because he would write columns like his picks for who he thought was going to win each game every week, every Friday. I would always read that column, not because I was following the NFL. I wasn't going to watch any games. I would still read the columns because I liked him so much that I just wanted to read whatever he was writing. Didn't matter what he was talking about. I would just read it anyway, even if I wasn't interested in the subject. That's when you know you're an attractive character. When you have people who want to hear what you have to say on a subject, even if it's a subject that they might not know anything about or might not even be that invested in. That's the attractive character. Though people may say that they buy into somebody because that person is smart, or they have this information, or they have this great depth of knowledge, maybe they do, but that is the logical justification for an emotional buy-in. We buy into people because we're attracted to their characters, and this is personality. This is what makes people buy in. And everybody that I mentioned, these are well-known folks, right? How they become well-known? Is because they're just better than everybody else? No, it is not. Maybe they are, but that's not the reason. It's because people buy into their character. People buy people. If you take anything from today's episode, burn that onto your brain. People buy people. They always have, and they always will. This is why personality is so important to you building a brand. Episode 878, I told you that the key for personal branding is having a personality. How would somebody describe the personality of the main character of your business? If that is you, how would somebody describe you? Can somebody describe you? If they can't describe you, that means they don't remember you. And if they don't remember you, they cannot buy from you. Point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is how to become and remain the attractive character for your brand or business. Do any of you read the emails that I send out? I send out a lot of emails, so I know a lot of you might not even be, even if you're getting them, you might not be able to keep up with all of them, because I send a lot and maybe some of them don't catch your eye depending on what the subject line is. But I want you to notice something. Then the emails that I write, even the ones that you've read, whichever ones you've read, aside from a sentence at the end, most of the time, most of the things that I write about in my emails have nothing to do with anything that I'm selling. Maybe one sentence at the end, I might say, hey, by the way, I got this mastermind program, by the way. If you haven't gotten this book, by the way, I have this event coming up. But most of the material, the body of the emails that I write, the stuff that I write about and stuff that I talk about, have nothing to do with anything that I have for sale. The reason that I write them that way, because every email that I write, for the most part, 99% of the time, I'm telling you how I think, how I am, what my opinions are. I'm sharing my views, and I'm telling you why I have them. That's all I'm telling you. I'm just telling you about me. And at the end, I'll tell you something that you can go buy. Most of the time, I'm not talking about books or masterminds or coaching or live events, even though those are the things that I sell. The material brings you further in, or it will push you out, one or the other. But that's exactly the point. I either want to bring you further into my world or I'll push you out. I don't want to keep you neutral. Because when you're listening to the stuff that I'm putting out, whether you're watching this right now on YouTube, you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple or wherever, or you're reading something that I wrote, or you're getting my daily motivation text messages, the whole point is to bring you deeper into the Dre Baldwin world. And the Dre Baldwin world is whatever Dre Baldwin is thinking about and wants to write about and talk about. I'm not bringing you into the podcast world or the book world or the course world or the mastermind world or the basketball world or the live events world. That's the stuff. Now, all that is the stuff. The common denominator is me. The stuff will change. I am the common denominator. I'm the thing that's always going to be around no matter what the stuff is. I might write a new book. Right now, as of this recording, the newest book is me talking about the third day. But there'll be a new book sometime in the future, and I'll be talking about that instead of the third day. But guess what is still going to be around is going to be me. So I am the common denominator, and that's the thing that's going to keep you around. It's not the book. You might not even like that book. You might not like the third day, but you will love the third day. But let's say you didn't like it. Let's say that book is not really what you need right now. Let's say you love the next one more than that. Maybe you hate the next one. It doesn't matter. The common denominator is me. I'm the thing that you're buying into. It's not about the stuff. Many entrepreneurs get so focused on the stuff, they don't focus enough on the character, the attractive character being them. And because they don't focus enough on building that attractive character, they don't get people to buy into who they are as a person. So your clients and your customers, they come and go. They come in and they like the thing that you gave them that one time, that one course, that one book, that one membership, that one event, that one program. But because they aren't in on you as the attractive character, as soon as another shiny object comes along that somebody else presents, they just go over to that person. Why? Because they're not bought into you. They're not tethered to you in any way. Your products are not going to keep people tethered to you. It is you that keeps people attached to you, not the things. Everybody follow what I'm saying? And this is how it works in business. People do not care about your stuff nearly as much as you care about your stuff. Your stuff is not that important to anybody, even the people who are buying it. Let me say that again. I don't think you heard me. Your stuff is not that important. When I say stuff, that means the things you sell. It is not that important to the people in your world. Even the people who are paying you for it. It is not that important to them. What's more important to them is you as a person. And because you sell the stuff, they'll buy it. Now, you could take that exact same thing, have somebody else sell it, they wouldn't buy it, would they? They bought it because they bought it from you. You notice that? I mean, everybody agrees with that, right? If you took your best selling product right now and you had somebody else sell that exact same product the exact same way, the same words, everything, would it sell to the same people? Of course not. Why is that? Because people buy people. They do not buy stuff. You as a consumer, when you buy things, you're not buying the stuff, you're buying the people. You ever go into a business and the stuff was good enough, but the customer service was terrible or the workers there were just jerks? And what'd you do? You probably didn't go back there. You wouldn't buy from them again. Why? Because the service wasn't good enough and you had other options. If you ever go somewhere where the people are really nice and really good, even though the stuff is just pretty much average, but you keep going back. Why? Because of the people. You buy into people, you do not buy into stuff. As a matter of fact, people don't even have to like you as a matter of fact. All right. They are interested in you as a human much more than they're interested in your stuff if you are an interesting person. And again, they don't even have to like you to be attracted to you as a character. And I'll tell you how. Let's go to point number 3. Today's topic, once again, is how to become and remain the attractive character in your business. I heard a guy named Jim Edwards talk about this. And Jim wrote a book called Copywriting Secrets. If any of you wants to get better at writing, persuasive writing, writing that leads to people like wanting to buy things from you, then you need to read this book. It's called, again, Copywriting Secrets. And this Copywriting Secrets is not just about writing, as a matter of fact. It's just about communicating in a way that can influence and persuade other people. So all of you need this, even if you don't like writing. Even if you don't like reading, you need to know it. So go get that book. Now, this is what Jim said, quote, "Love me, hate me, there is no money in the middle." Let me say that again. Love me, period. Hate me, period. There's no money in the middle, period. So he's basically giving you 2 options, telling you he doesn't want you on the fence. And I love this because it is exactly what I've been talking about so far here today. And I talked about in the episode on rejection marketing. And I talked about a few days ago here on how to get people out of your audience in episode 2137. If you've been listening to me, you know I've shared this very idea probably 10 different times in the history of the show, probably more than that, because it's that important. You must, to be an attractive character, you can't try to play the middle on whatever your area of focus is. You don't have to talk about everything, but whatever you do talk about, you can't be in the middle. Stop trying to get everybody to like you. Stop trying to appease everyone. Stop trying to be non-controversial, because there's no such thing as a controversial statement. There are just statements and people who take it controversially. Controversy only occurs when there's a conflict. But if people agree with you, then is it controversial? Of course not. So there's no such thing as a controversial statement, by the way. So just so everybody understands. Because I've had people say to me, well, Dre, I don't want to make controversial statements just to make them. Well, there's no such thing as a controversial statement. That's you thinking it would be controversial because maybe you think you might piss somebody off. But if you're worried about pissing people off, you're not going to sell anything. Because you're also not going to say anything of substance to get anybody to buy into you. And this is the very thing that's keeping people's brands from getting any attention. Who knows if their substance is any good, but if people don't even notice you, then we'll never find out. Have an opinion, folks. This is what you got to do to have a brand. If you have a personality, you got to have an opinion. Be about something and be proud of the thing that you're about. Have some balls, like we talked about in episode 1796. Your business depends on these things. When people buy you and they buy your personality, they will stick with you even when a competitor undercuts you on price. Even when you make a mistake. Even when the industry shifts under your feet and you need to make changes. The reason why people will stick with you over the long haul is not because your stuff is so amazing. Even though your stuff may be amazing, that's not the reason they stick with you. They stick with you because they're into you more than they're into your stuff, your products, and your offers. You know, the things that you sell. So many people focus so much on the things that they sell, but don't focus on building a relationship with their audience, and then they wonder why people come and go so quickly. because people don't care about your stuff. Like, somebody can easily beat you on your stuff. They can just knock off your stuff, and like, somebody in China can just take whatever you're selling and make the same thing and undercut you by 90% on price. All right, why would anybody buy from you? It's not the stuff. This is what an attractive character looks like. You get people to buy into you, and even as things change, and even as you need to make adjustments, even when you are not necessarily objectively the best, people stick with you. That's an attractive character. Understand the unspoken message in what I just said that I'm going to make explicit now. Your stuff is not so great that it's going to keep people in your world. I've already said that explicitly like 3 times already, but I'll say it again. Your stuff is not that great that it's going to keep people around. People are not going to buy from you and stay lifelong customers of yours because you just create this amazing stuff over and over again. I think this show that I put out every single day is amazing. I think this show as free content is better than most of the stuff most thought leaders offer for sale. This show by itself, nothing else, is better than most of the stuff most thought leaders offer for sale. I believe that. And I think some of you will co-sign that. However, you don't stick around because of the show itself. I mean, how many people out here have a podcast or a YouTube channel or whatever they're calling their shit that they're putting out? You stick around because you want to hear what the host has to say on certain topics and the way that I'm going to approach it and the way that I'm going to break it down, the way that I'm going to explain it, and the way I take a concept that you may have heard of, but you don't quite understand or you don't know how to apply it, and you know I'm going to break it down and explain it in a way that you can apply it and use it and it will make sense. That's what you're buying into. It doesn't matter what the subject is. Because here on this show, what am I going to talk about tomorrow? You don't know. You don't even know what the subject is going to be most of the time you tune into this show, but you listen because you know that however I break it down is going to make sense to you. Even if it's not directed specifically at you or it doesn't deal with anything you're dealing with right now, that's what you buy into. That's what makes the show work, because I am the attractive character for work on your game, for my business. You, if you are building a brand or building a business, you need to be the attractive character for your business. And you need to figure out your approach in such a way that not only could other people understand it, but you should be able to articulate it the way that I just articulated mine. It's you that keeps people in your world. If you have no personality, or you're not displaying personality, everybody has personality, but many people just fail to display theirs. If you have no personality, that means you're not attractive. Somebody will beat you at the stuff game, and then your game will be over. All right, your stuff is not that good. Somebody can beat you at stuff. All right, somebody can beat me at stuff, but nobody can beat me at personality. Nobody can beat me at being me. I'm going to do more of this on this subject, as a matter of fact. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about certain types of attractive characters and certain types of personalities that you can have in your brand. We're going to get into that in the next episode. So let's recap today's episode. Topic, once again, is how to become the attractive character for your brand and business. Again, 2 books I've referred you to here: Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson and Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards. And every business has an attractive character. Many popular ones do. McDonald's has Ronald McDonald. Taco Bell had the Chihuahua. Progressive has Flo. Verizon or T-Mobile, whoever has them, has the Verizon man. Geico has the Gecko. All right, how do you do this for your business? Number 1, your personality is more important to your business and its sustainability than the thing that you sell. All right, write that down and remember it. Why did the Kardashian stuff sell out? Why do guys go spend $500 on a pair of Jordan sneakers? Why is Stephen A. Smith worth so much to ESPN? It is because of the people and the personality. People buy into people. We do not buy into stuff or information. Number 2, if you read any of my emails, you'll notice that most of the stuff that I write about in my emails have nothing to do with the kind of stuff that I sell. Usually I'm telling you stories. I'm talking about something that happened in my own life. I'm telling you my perspective on something that's happening in the world. I might be talking about a current event. I might be talking about some kind of social issue. Usually it has nothing to do with anything that I sell. But I tell you about it anyway in my perspective. I'm telling you how I feel, how I think, how I look at things, why I look at things the way that I do, and I'm standing on it. Even if I'm sharing an opinion that some people may see as quote unquote controversial, because I'm telling you exactly who I am. It's my personality that I'm selling to you. It is not my stuff that I'm selling to you. The common denominator is always me, and you are the same thing in your business. And number 3, Jim Edwards said, love me or hate me, there is no money in the middle. If you've been listening, you know I've talked about this many, many times here. Like when I talk about rejection marketing or kicking people out of your audience, you got to have some balls. Your business depends on this. Having balls means saying something that you know may piss some people off, or some people may disagree with you, but so what? So what if they disagree with you? All right, we're human beings. Everybody doesn't have the same opinion. We're not supposed to. So if you're presenting yourself as having the same opinion as everybody, people can see through that bullshit and they're never going to buy deeply into you because you're not buying into yourself. Now, this is exactly why they're not buying into you. This is what an attractive character looks like, is a person that even when the ground shifts under their feet, somebody can beat them at the stuff. People will stick with you because they are not sticking with your stuff. They are sticking with you. It's the stuff is ancillary to you. If they don't buy you, it doesn't matter what you're selling. You got the best stuff in the world. They will not buy into it. They won't even know that you exist. So if you don't have personality, no attractiveness, somebody can put out better stuff than you, undercut you, and the game will be over for you if it ever even began in the first place. Tomorrow we're going to go deeper on this subject. So first thing, send me a text to get my daily motivation text every single day, free of charge, every day, straight to your phone. My number is 305-384-6894. And second thing, join me in my Bulletproof Mastermind at workonyourgameuniversity.com, where we're going to do 3 things that I guarantee you. Number 1, I will take the complex ideas that you may have heard about or are thinking about or are challenged with right now. I'm going to make them very simple, enough for you to understand it and do something with it, same way I do here on the show every day. Number 2, it is no fluff, it is no bullshit, it is no filler in my mastermind. If you like what I do here on these shows, imagine you being able to talk directly with me and we can have actual exchanges, and I can introduce you to other professionals who are serious about their game. That happens in our mastermind every single week. And number 3, I'm going to meld your personal growth and your business growth into one conversation that you will be able to take the things that I train on, the things that I talk about, and that training is every week. You'll be able to apply it to your personal life and to your business life equally every single week, and the game keeps going. On top of the fact, I'm going to send you my Bulletproof Bulletin, which is my monthly magazine, in the mail, physical mail, every single month. That and more, you just go to workonyourgameuniversity.com, see everything that you get as a member of my mastermind, and join it right now. Work on your game. Dre all day.